Good morning and welcome to this edition of Unwanted Opinions. I'm sorry, I can see myself on the monitor and I can see us all wearing red. And what you can't see is that I can also see Jesse also wearing all red. I'm your host, Justin MacDonald, joined here with other host.
You got it. My name is Matt.
Matt Fischer. Another host, fact checker, Jesse James. And Rob, the prototype Novoa.
What up?
Look at that guy on the couch with his own mic. He's got to hold it himself. He doesn't have a hands-free mic
Coming
like
on
us. It's not a big deal. You got to hold your own mic.
Yeah.
But you got one, so welcome. We're glad you're here. It's going to take me a little while to
get over the shock of all the red?
Yeah, just close my eyes and talk. And see, this is what happens, Mike Miller, right? When you give me crap for wearing a black-ish shirt every Friday.
Yeah, he did too.
Always.
Yeah.
And I switch it up, and this is what happens.
I've tried to expand my wardrobe because I've been told I have too much blue, and I'm I just really like blue, and so I've been trying to buy all right, I need a red shirt, I need some other colored shirts, and so, but I've been wearing a lot of blue and black ones on the show as well. So literally, thought process this morning was I don't want to wear the same color shirt I've been wearing. And I don't want to match those guys unintentionally, so I'm gonna grab one of my few colored T-shirts, and I'm red. That's a great choice. I'll wear red. I'll stand out. And then I show up, and I was I saw Jesse first, and then you. What's funny is Rob came in, and it took 3 minutes to realize he was in it. It's we're sitting there talking, having snacks and whatnot, and it's wait a second. You're also looking just like us, so we're matching.
But at least he decided to go with different colored pants, because we all have pretty much the same colored pants.
Yeah, we're all wearing blue jeans or blue pants, but whatever. We look good, guys.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something as your friend. Maybe just stick to the blue and the black and the other colors.
It's really hard with my complexion.
Red is really hard with your complexion.
Yeah, and
the other colors are not.
I like the color red, but it's just I can't wear pink. Even a really light red, because I've had some shirt like that, and even Lauren is just I know if she's telling me
Right.
Whoa, hold on a second, don't do that, then I know it's very egregious. But I looked like a Pinky Mouse. It didn't even look like I had a shirt on. It just blended in, and I was clearish pink.
Well, you know what they say, real men wear pink.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I've always heard.
So
what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I never gendered colors before, so I don't know. It's
I was
all
a
colors
huge
are open.
hot pink fan as a kid, hot pink, day glow pink.
Well, that's
which
pretty
I
cool
thought
color.
was a bad word for a long time.
Day glow?
Yes.
I did have to slow it down. I was make sure, because you had me. I was that is a bad word, JT.
Yeah.
Why are you saying that?
Yeah. I learned the hard way with the T's. So when someone was you like day glow pink, huh? I was yo, you can't say that.
There's lots of nationalities that like pink, okay?
Yeah. Only my Uncle Tony can say that. Anyway.
Yes. Christy said we're secretly supporting U2's Red. We are not.
False.
U2, the band?
She knows
Yes.
that we don't like U2 because
they raped my phone.
They raped our phones. All right. Talk for a second so I can share this, because I hate being on my phone.
Yeah, no, it's not you. It's no.
It's not you. It's us.
It's not U2.
Oh.
No. And then there was all of that.
You know what it is, though?
I thought someone was going to make the Disney joke, though, Seeing Red, because that movie came out, and I was just oh my gosh.
So they
Chinese
think
communism.
We think we're all on our pyramid, is what you think?
I think all the
it's
outrage.
turning red, not seeing red.
Whatever.
That's the gym bro. I just see red, bro.
Oh yeah. It's someone talks back.
Funny enough, this is. Let me touch on that.
Yeah. Why don't you share? Are you sharing or are you not sharing?
I'm trying.
Yeah, are you talking or are you not?
I'm talking. All right, so I want to touch on this seeing red, bro thing, because
that's a real thing.
You've never heard someone I don't know, bro. I just I get lit. And I just see red.
Oh, I've heard someone say something like that. I don't know if they said seeing red. They're I just go into a rage.
Yeah, I just see red, bro. Because it's turning red, not seeing red.
The movie.
But what's funny and unfortunate about that, and this started this thought process with the Will Smith slap, because a lot of people have a lot of opinions on what they would do, and you hit me, I'll show you. But a lot of people actually haven't been in a fight, or they haven't been in a fight in a very long time.
Or just smacked in the face
Right.
randomly.
Or just randomly smacked in the face.
Everything changes once you get hit in the face.
Well, that's
or what do they say? Everyone has a plan until you get hit in the face.
That's
Mike Tyson said it.
Yeah, we'll touch on that later.
I'm trying to get there. Slow down. Let me get it out. So yes, there's so many people that think that they have these big plans for what they're going to do. First of all, fighting is like anything else, and Rob, you can attest to this. If you, as jiu-jitsu, you're not out there barballing, I don't think.
Or smacking people.
Right. But if you don't do this a lot, that's like saying like, I can play guitar. Just pick it up and, strumming the hell out of it.
As someone who said that and then tried guitar, it doesn't work. It is way harder.
Right. Fighting is just the same. You can't go from I never do anything, but I think in my mind I can, to you're in a confrontation and all of a sudden, if you're not trained for it and if you don't practice it, like, you're probably not going to end up in the situation that you're going to be, because everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
My favorite is the Monday morning quarterbacks when they see something on TV where like two people are in a fight, and it goes one way, and they're like, they would have said that to my old lady. I would have drop kicked him, followed up with a roundhouse knee to the chest, and just laid him out. And it's just like, you would have done none of that.
Because I see red, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of those things though, like you don't really expect anything to happen, so it's just like you're not going to react.
Right, and that's why you have to train and be prepared for it. Is like, where are we at in this? What's going to happen? Like, all right, it happens, and you just naturally go to it. You're not typically like processing it all in the moment. So speaking of, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Big news this week is Mike Tyson. And you only get to see a little clip of it, but in case you haven't seen it yet, Mike Tyson punches some dude in the face on a plane.
Who hasn't been on a plane and wanted to punch someone in the face, though?
Right.
I feel for Mike Tyson.
So my first thoughts was, man, I feel for that kid. But then after watching the lead up, I was like, oh, no, he didn't.
Did you get to see a little bit of the lead up?
Yeah.
I only saw literally the guy that's like, come on, Mike, don't do it. And then he just like goes, I think his like body gives out on him. Because if you see the video, I don't know what he says, and the phone drops. I genuinely think, because this guy goes, come on, Mike, don't blah, blah, blah.
Was that the guy that got hit?
No. It's like someone walking up and like, I think this guy's thinking he's going to like stop it, and I think his body just straight shuts down and goes, don't say anything else, don't get any closer. Like, that was a wild animal right there.
It's like they say that's why you can't bite through your own finger, because it's like your brain won't let you, but it's like supposedly really easy. This is topical just because people were talking about it at work the other day. But anyway, it's like, that's the thing. It's like he was trying to intervene and his body's like, no. You're not going to go. Exactly.
So, did you see more than just that video?
Yeah, so there's lead up, like there's lead
Really?
up with the guy heckling him.
We need to see
Heckling
that.
Mike Tyson. It's amazing.
Oh, man.
He's just and he's up at one point over top of the back of the
Oh,
seat,
no.
talking to him.
Not okay.
And then sits down. He sits down and is like,
What?
And is pointing and is like, peasants. They're peasants.
Oh, see, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So but then there's another video after he gets punched of the kid looking there all sad.
Yeah.
And he looks over and points at his face and it's all beat up.
Yo, can we talk about how they didn't have masks on though?
Yeah.
Plane?
Well, they changed.
Well,
the
yeah.
rules. It's exciting.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, all the videos of like the like flight attendants like singing and like throw your mask away.
Yeah, if you flew during the pandemic, it was awful.
Yeah, I wish
Yeah.
they would have did that February.
So-
Flight to Denver.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So back to the Tyson thing. So what's crazy to me is that so quickly I saw like very opinionated people talking on the subject. And I'm like, we literally have no idea what's happened at this point. All we have is like the TMZ says, we have this brief clip, and this is what a spokesperson for Tyson said, and this is what a few people on the plane said. And it was like, yeah, this guy was heckling him and, antagonizing him, and he was overly drunk. And basically that was that. And then like, boom, we have our two factions. We have our like, yup, Mike totally is in the right, blah, 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 blah. And then the other people that are like, take all of his money away. This guy's a monster. He's a maniac. He's just attacking people that, didn't have,
Mike Tyson.
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, hold on. We don't even, We have zero facts right now.
Oh, we have no. I think we have enough facts to make a
Yeah,
decision.
to
And the
jump
decision
right
is
in.
a drunk guy was heckling Mike Tyson. What do you expect?
Right.
Like you're gonna get knocked out.
Yeah,
Like
didn't you see The Hangover?
yeah. Well, didn't you play Mike Tyson? Was it knockout, punch out?
Punch out.
Yeah. Like
Close though.
come on. I think this ended the way everyone would expect it to end. But also at the same time, like if you're gonna heckle anyone drunk, there's a high chance they're gonna hit you back, right? Especially considering what you're saying. If they're like you said, if they're dumping water on me, like we're gonna go to blows.
That's the newest thing I saw. That he had a cup of water and dropped it on him, and that's why he got up.
And I think hearing that would probably be like I can take a lot of words. Someone like whatever, I'll just ignore them. But like if they're going to then like assault me in that way and pour water on me, I'm like, okay, that's kind of like a line that you've crossed now, because it goes from like just you insulting me, like, hey, you're drunk, those words aren't going to really bug me too much, not enough for me to like assault someone, but like when you start doing that, like that's a line that's going overboard. And he reacted like anyone would react, and he hit the guy. He just happens to be the best boxer.
I think we can all assume a lot of that stuff in there. It's just still wild to me that so many people were so quick to like stake their,
Where have you been for the last 20 years?
I know. It's still wild to me that like, dang, y'all give it like an hour or two and like, let's just find out,
Right.
Like you can make your guesses, but you don't have to like pick up your pitchfork and go, hit the forums and start,
they do. I want to bring this back to that Disney movie we mentioned, because before anyone watched it and realized it was about, having your period, they thought it was about Chinese communism.
No, that was just me making a joke.
No, there was a lot of people online that were like, seeing red, like, oh, it's like because Disney's owned by China.
It's turning red.
Turning red, whatever. There was, as soon as that came out, though, that there was people that were saying, oh, this is a nod to communism because they're catering to that market.
I don't think you can say that it's not, though. I mean, that's just like subtle. Those things are. It's like what people call like dog whistle. Like,
well, I'm just saying it was one of those instances where like people made that quick reaction without even like, I don't even know if they had enough time to see the movie when they were.
It's
just
an
like,
Asian character that turns into a Chinese red panda, and the movie is called Turning Red. Like, I think it's okay to go like, all right, you guys laid it on pretty thick there. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong or that I even care, because I don't. But I think that's like a judgment I feel like someone is should be comfortable making.
Well, I mean, that's just like someone making the judgment that like, oh, Mike Tyson's a monster, though. It's one of those things where it's like people making these quick, snappy judgments.
No, I don't think it's the same.
I do.
Chills chimed in. Said he thought it was a movie about anger.
Yeah, well, she is angry in there.
And we know why.
Why, Matthew?
Because she turns into a panda.
We're here supporting this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Hey.
all.
I'll be honest, I've never even seen the movie.
I haven't either.
You're not missing out. It's good for like the older kids, I mean, there's some like questionable stuff in there.
I
But
genuinely crack up at how much we talk about movies.
yeah, let's stop. Let's talk about Earth Day. Happy Earth Day.
Is that today?
Yeah,
Cheers.
that's why I said Happy
cheers.
Earth Day.
I don't know. It could have been earlier in the week.
No,
Cheers to our single-use disposable.
We've been enjoying killing you for the last couple hundred years. You've been taking it like a champ.
Good times.
We'll frack you up a little bit later, get you a little loose.
Sounds dirty.
It's what the earth likes.
It is dirty.
It sounded like you're.
It is dirty. That's the best one yet.
This is not
You dirty
Big
girl,
and Little,
you.
this is not Big and Little, the nighttime.
Oh, this
show.
isn't Big and Little. We need to keep it down then and save that for our late night podcast.
Anyway, Mike Tyson, to wrap that up, Dana White did a video on his Instagram, which is hilarious. Because it's like, hey, here's how you survive an interaction with Mike Tyson on an airplane.
Yeah, don't throw water on him.
Yeah, it's him Dana White sitting in his seat, and Mike just like walks up and hits him, and Dana White gets up and just gives him the seat and sits down. He's like,
Accurate.
yeah, that's
Accurate.
simple. Like, it's
But
that
have you ever
easy.
seen, listen to his podcast? Like, he's
Yeah.
so chill. He's like on mushrooms, like.
Yeah, every time I see him, like a
He's
clip
just
from his podcast,
I
he's
feel
smoking
like
a joint.
You really got to make him mad nowadays
Well,
to
his-
get him like that.
Podcast is called Hotboxing.
Yeah. I
That's
feel like he's just like got to be like
Well,
so angry.
I didn't see the extended video, but I did read a bunch of stuff, and it was like everyone's like, no, like you don't have to be Mike Tyson to want to have punched this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Exactly.
It's just that of all the people to do it to, that's the wrong
By
one.
the time you get to the airport, go through, check-in and security, and then wait to board,
Right.
It doesn't take much for me to want to have to hit
Well, then
somebody.
imagine being
like,
Mike Tyson and dealing with that process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
right.
the time. Well, I think that's why Dana White was like, I'm just going to come pick you up in my jet. Like,
Yeah.
let's make this a little bit easier. I hope you enjoyed. He either flew to or from Florida, but anyway, moving on. Next topic. Let's just talk about confrontation still.
Oh, I didn't even know we wrote stuff on the board today.
I had to.
I forgot.
Yeah, in like 33 seconds. So preacher curls is what I got up there.
The hairdo.
What?
The old Roger Klotz?
The old hairdo.
Yeah. Yes.
The one-
There. Yeah. So, yeah, well, I'll give a little explanation on my appearance as well. So I was trying to let my hair grow long, but it looked okay with the beard. I feel like so much is forgivable when you have a beard. Like, I get stuff on my shirt or my beard, and people are like, oh, you got some stuff on you. You're like, yeah, it's okay.
They say
It's just
beards
normal.
on men are like what makeup is for women.
Yeah, like makeup or lingerie,
Yeah.
for sure.
And when I see some people without beards, I'm like, accurate.
Yeah.
It's a lingerie.
Teddy Seiss and Ben Payne are two that I've seen that I'm like,
I
please.
don't think I've even seen any of them without beards.
Yeah, I've only seen pictures.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen Teddy without a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a picture. And I was like, why is he posting this random white dude? I was like, oh.
Yeah, if you think we all look alike, wait till you shave our beards
Yeah.
off, then we all are indistinguishable from each other.
Absolutely. And I can attest to that from Wiener Wars when everyone's
Absolutely.
like,
Yeah.
We
yeah.
went looking for you a few times.
Right, yeah.
And talked to 14 different people
Yeah.
on the way
Yep.
to find you.
Like, hey, Bill.
People are like, oh, have
no.
you seen him? And I'm like, yeah, he is literally around here somewhere. But it's like,
He's
where's
everywhere.
Waldo?
Yeah,
Right.
He could be right behind you.
he blends in with every other white guy. So I was doing the long hair and I had the beard. I trimmed the beard a little bit too much, and I had like a little bald spot, and I was trying to do a little comb over action, which it kind of worked, but I was like, I can't have a comb over for my beard, so I had to take it all down, and then the long hair looked really, really ridiculous. Yes, I looked like Roger Klotz from Doug.
Like in a good way, though. Like you weren't green.
Yeah, I look like Macklemore's like bully brother is what I look like.
Michael Moore. I've heard that name.
Yeah.
Good.
Probably a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about. So anyway,
Got some solid albums.
yeah. Started on YouTube. One of the first people to ever like really go big from YouTube.
That's what's like. Let's table that and come back to white rappers, like because him and Lil Dicky.
Yeah. So
Genius.
I've realized now, I swear to you, once I shave the beard at the gym, I have people like asking to like work in on the machine that I'm using all the time. And I'm like, what is this? Like, this never happens. Why is this happening right now? And I work out at Gold's during lunchtime. There's plenty of stuff everywhere. Typically, I'm pretty nice about it. But this guy, and I don't know if I want to set up the scene of how he looks. He looks like
Set it up, because you told me yesterday, and
It looks like he maybe owned a horse farm because he used his retirement money from racing horses previously.
so he was a So he's like my height divided by 2.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Roberto's complexion. Yes. So this kind of guy, very small arms, round waist, wearing jeans and a red polo, actually. Or orange polo. It was an orange polo.
Thank goodness.
And a hat. And I'm on there's like a stand-up preacher curl station, which is it's just like a post to like do curls on. Sorry. And then there's the sit-down one, right? So I'm at this one, and he walks up, and he starts saying something to me. I don't really know because I got my earbuds in. And I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, how many sets do you have left? And I was like, oh, why? Do you want to jump in? And I did say why, but I didn't say it aggressively. But I'm like, why are you asking, like, you know, whatever. I just said, why? Do you want to jump in? And he goes, yeah, I want to jump in.
Like that?
Yes.
Now, if I was Mike Tyson, I would have hit that guy. Like, if you start doing this,
You would have definitely. I would have
Bro, I'm literally holding my, the bar of weights, and I'm like, what? So I set it down, and he is gone. He, like, beelined away, and I'm like, all right, I can't.
that's because you bullied him.
No. I'm like, I can't. I'm not kidding you. Like, head bouncing air quotes. Like, and so I'm like, I can't now actively chase this guy down as much as I want to.
Were you just gonna like carry him back to
Yeah.
the machine and like sit him down and be like, go?
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
If we're going to be petty. We're going to be petty. We're going to do this.
Count you out.
Right. So He's
fully extend those arms. Let's go.
Yeah, he's dodging me everywhere we go. And then finally I got a chance to pass him. And I was like, yo, if you're done crying, the machine's open now.
Yeah.
You were seeing.
King
But I said
Petty.
a little laugh. I don't like your reaction. Is that really the...
So saying it with a laugh is like the visual equivalent of like, with all due respect.
I didn't say it with a laugh either. At all. I
just
didn't
for
say
the
that
sake of the
aggressive.
audience.
I said, hey, if you're done crying, that machine's open, is what I said. I'm sorry.
This is why people don't go to the gym. They're afraid they're going to run into you.
No, he was petty first. I'm talking
He goes to the gym for half of a day and he starts giving people ninja neck.
I'm going to talk to everyone out there. Listen, here's what I want to say. Be the bigger person, all right? If you're able to, if you start, hold on. If you start the issue, right, and you were petty first, I implore you to look into yourself and be the bigger person, because I cannot be the bigger person if you start some crap. I have to have the last word. You're not going to be petty to me and not allow me to get my last little bit of pettiness out.
What kind of music were you listening to after that?
I think he was listening to...
You were listening to like some Marilyn Manson or something.
No, he's probably listening to like
I'm going to get him.
Little John. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. He's just like, I'm going to finish this.
I think it started with bachata that, like...
You're on a bachata kick.
That went into, like... The whole crunk era, Daddy Yankee and Little John. So I think he might be right.
Yeah,
I've been trying.
He's
not to
hearing
listen
that
to
and his
Little John.
microphone. He goes, "Gonna finish this."
I'm a Will Smith.
Yeah, I just I don't know.
I think that would be deserving of the like Rob said, and then a Will Smith, not a Mike Tyson. You know, he would need an open hand.
Yeah,
I don't think his
yeah.
fragile self would handle a closed fist.
Here's
punch.
the thing: when you do go to the gym, because we talked a little bit about this yesterday. I hear from a lot of people like, "Oh, I'm intimidated," or "I don't want to go into the free weight area," and I'm like, I'm telling you, those people are the nicest people you'll ever meet.
I'm going to speak from experience because, it's hard to tell, but I don't go to the gym often. I know looks are deceiving.
Bro, that's natural.
It's all natural.
No, I wish that was natural. Like
You need to be on every show just to boost my ego like that. You make me smile so much. But no, it's like when I started going, I was one of those people that didn't go because I didn't know really what I was doing. So I had no direction. I didn't know what was effective. And yeah, I'll admit I was intimidated because there's some big dudes.
There's
over
some
there.
monsters. That
Yeah,
work out
and they're
at
like
clubs.
my height or taller, and they're like 3 times my size. And so I kind of was like feeling my way around on the machines and stuff like that. And eventually, as I found out a plan that worked and moved over into the free weights and started working and started interacting with them, I was we were just talking about it yesterday, like you said. You start talking to these people and you're like, wow, they are like the nicest, most helpful. Like they will give you tips if you ask them. If you want to work in with them, they'll let you work in. And it's been like the most pleasant experience. And I look back from being one of those people and going, I was so wrong from starting off a couple years ago and being like, oh man, I'm intimidated, to now and being like, no, it's you should just jump in, and I just want to smash people's thoughts if they're like me out there, who have those thoughts. It's don't, because the lunch crowd, especially because that's when I go, is when you go is typically a good crowd. The guy you had an interaction with is not the norm.
No, not at all.
And I think that in a sense, you acting like you did is setting them straight, because there's a certain vibe there at the gym.
Right.
And it's just I don't want people acting like that guy, ruining it. I like all the other guys who are the encouraging, helpful type.
Well, and who wears jeans to the gym?
We have a few,
surprisingly
actually.
a lot.
And To Your Health
surprisingly a lot.
actually has signs in each one of their locations. It's you cannot wear jeans to work out.
Gold's Gym doesn't care. You want to work on jeans, work on jeans.
I think I asked, and they didn't really know, but I think what it is they're afraid the buttons or something are going to tear up the benches.
Oh yeah, that might be.
Well, it just seems super restrictive.
Yeah.
Imagine doing
Yes.
These new jeans are pretty
I'd say
sketchy.
yes if we were wearing jeans 20 years ago, but they're all I got roundhouse kicking these jeans I'm in right now, because they're basically sweatpants that look like denim.
Can you though?
Yeah, they're stretchy.
Snapping.
You make them that tight for guys. You need to have some stretching.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I don't know if I could wear jeans tight-fitting jeans that were old school Levi's where there's no give whatsoever.
It is typically a really good vibe going on.
It
there,
is,
for
very
sure.
much.
People are super friendly. I was there the other day, and this guy popped up as I was finishing my set, and I was like, "Oh," I'm thinking in my mind, what did I just miss?" Because I listen to music pretty loudly.
We all hear.
I was like, "Hey, everything okay?" And he's like, I got you if you want to do 1 or 2 more. I got you, bro. And I was like, hey, all right, thanks.
But did you have a beard?
I did.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People treat you different.
Yeah, they do. They
I
do.
said that when I first grew this thing out. I was like, man, people hold the door open?
Yeah.
Really?
It's wild.
It is really different.
Yeah, people do treat you differently.
I think I'm only speaking from what people have told me, but one of the guys that I work out next to almost every day, I saw him yesterday, and he's like, how old are you? Like, he's like the most like friendly, like,
Yeah.
hey, you're doing great, you know? But he literally just started with, how old are you? Like almost like aggressive. And I was like, why? And he's like, you literally look 10 years younger.
Well, you do. You know, the beard, the beard looked good, but it did age you a little bit.
I think the longer hair too yesterday, because I got it cut, because like even though I just got my hair cut Monday, I just couldn't deal with it anymore. So I went to the first place that I could get in and was like, just cut. I don't care.
Just cut some more.
And she was like, well, what do you? And I'm like, I don't care. If it's too short, it's too short. If it's like wacky, I'll just go get it cut again. I don't care. I just can't deal with the length anymore.
4
Please
haircuts
cut
in a
some.
week.
Yeah.
On to the next place.
I'm like, I don't have money like that, but I do have impatience like that.
Yeah.
So please just start cutting my hair. But yeah, it was just such a weird interaction. Usually it's pretty chill there.
Yeah, I
don't
was
know.
surprised to hear it, you know, but you know.
You know, I guarantee you're gonna know the guy as soon as if you go there ever again and you see this guy.
I will. having a baby.
I don't know why people are aggressive to me.
Yeah, having a baby has put a halt on my gym going on the lunch break because I'm spending that time to sleep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
before
that's-
then I was going often, so.
Yeah, that's gonna be your life for the next year or two,
Yeah,
maybe.
you know, I keep telling myself, I'm like, this is the week I'm going to go back to the gym.
Yeah, it's
And then I keep going next week.
yeah. I think fit it
I
in
need to
where you
just
can get
pack
it
the
in
bag and just have it in the car. That way I can't make an excuse.
Oh,
and then
well,
I'll tell you when it's in the car. That way you can also hold me accountable. So baby steps. I'll pack that bag.
Your baby's taking
Soon.
steps.
Oh, that's quick.
No,
Yeah.
no, thank goodness. I'm not ready to baby-proof a house.
She was at Wiener Wars though.
Yes,
Let's
and
just
Wiener
talk
Wars was
about-
awesome.
Which
And
one did she like?
I only just like rubbed a little bit around because she can't eat solid food yet. But I'm like, here, taste this au jus or taste the aioli or whatever.
Nice.
I'm kidding. You don't do
So-
that to babies. 4 months.
Oh wow.
I'm rounding up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like that whole like 5 weeks.
Thank you. Thank you. I was gonna say, don't.
18 weeks and now I got to do it in the math of my life.
Yeah.
Luckily,
4,
she was born on December 31st, so I don't have to do crazy math. I just kind of count forward from the beginning of the year, which is a really good benefit for me because I was dreading being like, now I'm going to have to do all kinds of dates in weeks. There are 174 weeks.
Can we say
Ch-
one, two?
Yeah, yeah.
Trust
you can
me.
just round up.
No, you're gonna find out why people. We've talked about it. You're gonna find out
Yeah,
why
the
people use
developmental.
months because they're gonna go, oh wow, she's 1 and she's not even this yet or that or that.
Not in that situation, but just talking to friends that have kids, it's just like separately, everyone is just like, they're like, oh, my kids were walking at this age, and they're like, the other ones are like, my kids were walking at this age, and their kids are grown now, and they're all completely fine. It's just like, yeah, these
Yeah.
kids just develop at different stages.
But
so,
it's people hold those like weird things.
yeah,
you
and
know,
they
that,
say
like-
to me they're gonna get Mike Tyson.
What does that mean? You're gonna hotbox them?
Yes.
You know what? You need to chill. We're
You need to calm
Yeah,
down.
what do we need to say to you?
Whatever you want, Jesse.
There's Will Smith, there's Mike Tyson, and then there's Chris Brown.
And no. And if you're really mad, you're gonna get Amber Heard.
Ooh.
You about to get heard, and that's when you
You're gonna poop in their bed.
exactly.
So let's talk about that for a minute. I have not kept up with. This is not me doing the like. I don't know popular culture.
It is
like,
though, but it's okay.
I've-
It's not you, but it is you doing that. But it's okay. We're gonna go beyond that.
Be easy. He's going to be seeing red.
I just see red, bro.
Hold on. It's bugging me.
Turning red.
What is that song? Seeing red again. Who sing? It's like now, like that's all that's in my head.
Chevelle.
I don't. It's one of those like butt rock bands.
Yep.
Is it Chevelle?
Chevelle.
Wow.
Good guess, dude.
Wow.
Good guess. I never would have gotten it. I never would have gotten that.
So, dang, I'm just really proud of myself right now.
Well,
I'm basking
yeah, you
up for
should
a
be.
moment.
Proud of you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I haven't kept up with it, not because like I just like I don't really know, I don't really care, like whatever. But then I started seeing poop in the bed memes.
Hold on. I just want to say it's called the Herd Turd.
Turd.
Thanks to Justine who just commented that. So
The
now
Herd
there's
Turd.
a name for it.
So, well, now that
That's a perfect name.
now that Sarah, you said butt rock and Sarah Miller just said butt rock, and I want to tell you one thing. I have a playlist called Butt Rock because it's butt rock.
Yeah, it's butt rock.
And my wife, who doesn't really care about anything ever,
She cared about that.
she like, I get home from work one day and she's like, what is this playlist?
She's like, am I losing my husband? Should I be worried?
And then I was like, I had to try to explain butt rock, but I don't really know how. I'm like,
It's something I listen to with the boys, babe.
like it's just like it's like Disturbed and like Limp Bizkit.
Chevelle.
Like, yeah, Chevelle. Like I don't know.
Look, did
like,
it come out in the late 90s, early 2000s and played extensively on the
Right.
radio? It's probably butt
It's
rock.
they call it, yeah, and like I don't really know why all the like emo-y kids that ruined rock and roll, they called it butt rock. So yeah, I don't know.
I can't stop laughing at Herd Turd.
The herd turd. Heard around
So
the world.
anyways, to get back to what you're saying,
So
you don't follow this stuff.
No, I just
but-
hadn't been, right? Like,
Yeah.
what
I don't think a lot of people have, because I haven't.
Oh, well, because I was like, oh, is that
Yeah.
in my mind, I was like, that's the Me Too chick, right? Like, oh man,
Was she?
yeah.
Amber Heard was really big into the Me Too?
I think she was the one that like started the whole like.
She's just like Jada. They toxic.
Hey, hold on.
Whoa.
We don't know what she went through. But in my
She pooped in someone's bed.
that's the thing is in my mind. I just associated her with the Me Too movement. So I thought Johnny Depp was getting Me Too, and I'm like, oh man, that's a shame. And then I started seeing the poop in the bed memes, and I'm like, I gotta do my research now. What is going on?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I start reading into all this crazy stuff.
Apparently,
and
it was a super
gosh.
toxic relationship.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, some of his testimonies, like, like, granted, he's just like, yeah, I was taking a lot of drugs and drinking a lot, but he's still claiming he never, like, struck her or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he's just like, yeah, I'd lock myself in a bathroom. And, like, she
Yeah.
would just go, she would see red. And she would go crazy, and he'd have to lock himself in the bathroom, and like, apparently, I think it physically attacked him multiple times, crapped in the bed.
Well, she like cut a finger off of him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like cut the tip of his finger off.
How
Yeah.
does he tie his shoes now?
I don't know. Maybe he uses his teeth and yeah.
You got no fingerprints?
Flexible.
fingerprint.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
He still has 9 more.
How does he open his phone? Just kidding. You're the only one with a fingerprint phone still.
Wow. Gonna call me out like that, huh? I just
yeah.
had a kid. Gosh.
I still don't know why she pooped in the bed though.
I'm just waiting for I want someone to give me the TLDR. What was what did he do? Or what?
Kayla Hills has a good hey, this is what happened from a weird perspective. Oh, because it's a guy did this to a girl, and they're like, nope, just kidding. That was a girl doing it to a guy.
I just want to know,
one of
what
those
did he
posts,
say? What was the insult or the comment that he said or action
it's
that
his
he
fault.
did? I don't know. No, I'm just saying, in her.
What was he wearing? What provoked this?
If you wear that pirate costume one more time, I'm pooping in the bed.
She tried to blame it on the dogs.
Did she really?
Yeah.
I think I'd know the difference between dog poo and human poo.
Oh, 100%.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
you haven't had a dog in a long time.
They look the same?
Some
but
of-
I have a human, and it's
some of
me,
these
and I
dog
poop
poops.
every day. So
Yeah, some of them don't get the big ones because that's what they look like. What's it say?
No, it's not giving me the answer of why she
She
pooped
is
in the bed.
psychologically.
Yeah, it's not an answer of why she's pooping in the bed though. Maybe she's just not house trained.
Said she tried to blame it on. She tried to blame it on the dogs, and Depp said they're teacup Yorkies. They weigh about 4 pounds each.
A teacup Yorkie ain't gonna
So-
give it a herd turd size.
Christy
deuce.
said Rose McGowan was the Me Too chick. Rose McGowan was the original Me Too, and she's the one that no one believed. She was like, "Yo, this stuff is going on." She's the one that shaved her head, isn't she?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was Sinead O'Connor.
Oh yeah.
No, that was years ago.
Yeah. I don't
It
know.
still happened.
Okay, fair.
I thought it was Britney Spears.
I thought it was Jada Pinkett Smith.
Wow.
How dare you? Anyway, it just seems crazy. I will say I've seen a little bit of him on the stand, and the one I saw was kind of heartbreaking and heartwarming when they asked him about opiates. Have you
I
seen
didn't see that
video?
part. Yeah, no.
They're she was like, have you, since then, have you taken any opiates? And he kind of he almost seems happy to say no. And he's like, once you've been bitten, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't, I can't do them. I'll be bitten again.
Yeah.
And it's woo.
Yeah.
And then they put some music to it too. And they cut the music, right at the Emotional point?
Is it just me or that even seeing him on the stand in a suit, he still looks like a pirate? Are we just so that used to
No,
him
someone
as
said he
a
looks like
pirate?
a DJ at a strip club, and I was like, I've
Accurate,
never been to one, but
accurate.
if I had to guess, that's what he would look like.
Yeah, I've never been to one either.
Yeah, but if I had to guess, that's what it would look like.
I've already said accurate, so I can't jump on the train of you guys and say like that's true.
It wasn't even fully out of my mouth. You're like, yeah. It's like the one on 33rd.
Got me.
Yeah.
Wait, are we thinking body shots?
Actually, we do know a DJ.
Former.
He's a married man now. He's
What's up?
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not
going
gonna call him out because he never called anyone else out. So good for him.
That's an OG right
He's
there.
a true OG.
True OG.
Anyway, we'll
He's
talk.
a DJ and never called anyone out.
No, we'll tell you later, Rob.
He saw one of our
We're
friends.
not going to that on air.
He saw one of our friends, and they said, "Hey, don't say it." And then he was like, "Bet." And then he never said anything.
Yeah, it's like that incident never happened. You'd
Yeah.
ask me what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know.
Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway.
Yeah, good times. So, here's something I want to make this abundantly clear.
Oh
all right?
boy. Buckle up.
No, it's not that big. When I'm fully awake, I don't believe this theory, okay? But when I'm half asleep,
Aliens.
no.
Close.
I'm very concerned that my dream/nightmare version of me is another dimension.
Yeah.
Is in another, yeah, accurate.
Who doesn't
Yeah,
think that?
is in another dimension, and I often will go, "Oh crap, I can't leave him. I got to go back and like figure this problem out. Otherwise, he's going to jail for a long time."
Welcome to the multiverse, dude.
Right? Oh, do you really? Well, I'm not gonna go. I don't want to know if you really believe that. But when I'm half asleep,
Why wouldn't I?
I really believe that. And I had some crazy dreams last night, and it took me like a good solid like 15 minutes of like, you don't have to go back and save this dude. Like,
Wow.
he's fine.
Bro, Dream Me is on his own. Like, I wake up, I'm like, best of luck to you, bro. I'm in this world.
I kind of wish I was in that kind of world. That sounds cool.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. Because I was talking to someone the other day, and they're like, "Yeah, I have nightmares a lot too." And I was like, "Oh, dope. Yeah, me too. What's up?" And they're like, "Yeah, like I'm a server and I forget someone's food." And I was like, "What? What
You
else?"
just described like half of
Yeah.
America.
They're like, "What?" I was like, "What else?" And they're like, "Oh, like I'll go somewhere and I forgot my pants." And I was like, "Those are
everyday problems.
yeah. Well,
I'm not wearing pants right now.
those are bad dreams. Those are nightmares. Like, so like, what do you have?" And I'm like, "No, if that's your nightmare, if like I'm not sharing what my nightmares are. Like, you're gonna think differently of me if I start sharing what my nightmares are."
I don't remember any dreams or nightmares. Right
Really?
now. No.
Oh man.
Maybe you are in the dream. And you just haven't woken up.
I'm literally living the dream.
Living the dream.
There you go.
I think it's just because I don't sleep that well, so I just like.
I like looking back at my life, there's been periods of where, I'd be like more like Jesse, and I'm just not really remembering dreams for good or bad. And then there'd be periods of my life where like I'm dreaming a lot and remembering them, and also with some good nightmares sprinkled in there, and I'm also remembering them. So like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it has to do, with the quality of sleep, where you're at in your life, external stressors, stuff like that, because I'll go and like mine's like a wave, man. And like right now it's just like, I'll remember a dream here and there, but like I haven't had a nightmare in a while, but I've had stints of them. So, yeah.
Mine's like a tidal wave that just has continued to grow. I've never felt the.
Mine has been a tide, and the tide is out right now. So
Nope.
like that's good for me. But I can feel you, because when that tide's in, man,
Yeah.
it sucks, because nothing's worse. Like I was having dog dreams for a while, and that's why I was terrified of like German shepherds.
You thought you were a dog?
No, I was just getting like almost every nightmare I was getting attacked.
He's having
by-
dreams about his dogs, yo.
Yeah,
I gotta go
that's
back
a
for
good
dog meat.
Yeah.
No, I was just getting attacked by dogs, like, and it was awful. And that's why I get like PTSD when I run and a dog chases me. I'm like, oh, this is it. Dreams have prepared me for this.
That sounds bad.
The confrontation that
awful.
I have with humans, you have with dogs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have that ever. Like, I've never. Oh well, I mean, I've had it in my.
Well, there's
my
been some
life,
real
but-
world stuff, like when you were dog sitting one time, that have like
Yeah.
almost like I think didn't help that situation, just because like, so set the story is like, I don't know if it was around that time or not, but yeah. And maybe that's where it came from. I don't know. He was dog sitting for a German Shepherd, and I didn't know that.
Like a very intimidating, very dark, very well trained.
Yeah, like guard dog type German Shepherd, right? And I didn't know he was dog sitting, and it's him, so I just let myself into his townhome. Like that was normal. So I go over to his house, and I just let myself into his home. And at the other end of that hallway was this German Shepherd that just looks at me and just teeth out, rah, 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 and just bolts at me, and I just like freaked, stood there, and then like turned around and like slammed the door. And as soon as that door shut, I heard goosh, and that was like the dog like stopping at the door, and then I'm like, what the holy crap was
walked
that?
into the wrong townhouse.
That was a thought, because I'm like, oh my god, did he move? And then he's just like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you I'm dog sitting. I'm like, yeah, that would have been good information to have, but
yeah, but she was well trained. I mean, it's just.
I was fine. I came in later, but it was like,
command,
but there was like 5 minutes of we were both looking at each other like this, like,
Yeah.
you gonna try something or not?
Yeah, that was the only dog that I wouldn't because it would freak people out, but I could truly walk her without a lead or anything because she was just that trained. I could also take a tennis ball, and she'd love this. Now, I can't throw super fast, but I could throw it as hard as I could, and if she decided she wanted to catch it 5 feet away from me, just pop, pop.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, she was a good dog.
Terrifying if she needed to be as well.
Yeah.
I'll attest to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm sorry about your tidal wave, though.
That's just my life. It's not the end of the world, but when I'm like half asleep.
It's my life, dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing to me because I don't know anything different.
Are you able to go, like, you wake up from a dream, are you able to go back to sleep into that dream? Because sometimes I can.
But not the same way that, like, I can be a lucid dreamer, but I can't control the dream. I just know that I'm in a dream.
Yeah.
And I'll try stuff. I'm like, I'm going to try this. And they're like, what are you doing, dude? Don't do that. I'm like, even in my dreams, like, I can't fly.
There's a point in my life where I was, like, actively trying to, like, learn how to lucid dream. I was, like, keeping a dream journal and, like, trying to do everything to, like, like be able to like be in that dream and be like cognizant of that and go, I am in a dream right now. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And so it's like one of those things too, where it's just like, they say like try and use a bathroom when you're like in a dream or look at a clock or something like that.
Knock on a door.
Yeah. And they're like, if you keep doing this stuff, like you'll train yourself. So when you're in a dream, you'll look at the clock and see the clock's jumbled and go, okay, I'm in the dream now.
Yeah.
And
See, that's BS because.
Well, I think so. You're right. Because now people can say whatever because how are you going to measure that, right?
Well, and they also used to say that.
But I believed it.
One of the books that I read was like, try to do math. You can't do math. I'm steady doing math. Like, I'm fixing problems all the time using math. Like, all right, there's 60 people I got to save over here.
Your
like,
nightmares are terrible.
No, that's my dream.
Yeah, math.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're doing math in your dream? That sounds awful.
That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, right? Like, wow.
I'm solving problems.
It is
and
the
saving
tidal
people.
wave.
That's my good stuff.
Oh, jeez.
You don't want to hear the nightmares.
That's the good stuff. He's doing polynomials.
No. What I'm saying is when I wake up and I'm like still like kind of sleepy, in my mind I'm like, I gotta go back, and like I can't leave him in that predicament.
Do you always go back though?
No, like especially if it's like a real bad nightmare, like the other one I had the other day. I'm like, well, that dimension of me is going to prison for life.
Like I said, better that dimension than this dimension.
Yeah, so I had to talk myself out of it. Like, don't go back to sleep. Don't try to solve it. Like, it is what it is.
What if that is the real dimension and this is the dream dimension?
I'm just.
And with the way that dreams work,
right
this
now.
one seems like a whole life to you, but really it's just like a flash in the pan
Honestly,
for that
with all-
dream dimension. And you are in a prison cot right now,
Yeah.
actively dreaming.
Could be the case when we're all in the same outfit. Like, we're making a strong case for this being an actual dream.
Oh, that's a glitch.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
Your
sure.
brain is just like, I'm not going to process outfits today. They're all in red. Making it easy. Because it has to give like extra brain processing power to some other aspect of the dream. Dude,
So
okay.
the math is
okay.
coming. Don't
okay,
worry.
hold on.
He's bolded.
No. All I'm saying is start looking out for crazy patterns today and other weird stuff happening and like report back. Because like if you start seeing a trend, like maybe we got something.
Maybe we guess.
Because
onto
like
something.
We walk out and everyone else has red shirts on. We're
dude,
just like,
I honestly, like, I would freak. I'd call into work. I'd be like, yeah, I can't come into work today. Like,
I'd
some
Will Smith
crazy
slap
stuff is
everyone.
happening.
Yeah.
Bah, bah, bah.
keep my shirt off your fucking back.
Yeah, right? And they go, why'd you do that? I'd be like, you're a figment of my imagination.
You're not even real.
That's how you get Baker acted, actually. He ran through slapping people and screaming we're all part of his dream.
And trying to explain to them, be like, no, you don't get it. This is my dream.
See,
Yeah,
my
that's
dream
definitely
is
how
to
you get
walk
Baker
around
acted.
smacking people and flipping things over. Like, that would be, if I could actually lucid dream and control it, that's just all I would do all the time.
I think I've been in one of your dreams before.
Yeah.
I was late one night.
Yeah. I said dream, not drink. Yeah. Sometimes they They go
Yeah.
That's
together.
when the nightmares happen.
Yeah, for everyone else.
This is my nightmare.
Yeah, I behave now.
Good, good.
I've grown out of
You
a
need
lot
an
of
aura
the
ring.
things.
Yeah, I was just reading that. Sounds sexual.
I want the aura ring. Who said that?
It does.
Yeah, it doesn't it? Like
Yo, it does. What is that? Please?
It's one letter away from being sexual.
It does the same stuff that the smartwatch does or the smart bands, but it's just a ring.
I got a
that you
smartwatch.
wear.
Smart band don't do nothing for my dreams.
It keeps track of your dreams. And then,
Oh yeah, I don't care about sleep tracking. I already know I get bad sleep. What am I gonna do?
yeah, I need something that
Like-
records the dreams.
Yeah.
You know, like visually records them, puts them in video form.
God, that'd be awful.
Would it?
Well, I mean, sometimes it'd be pretty good.
I would wake up and be like, that's it, because
There's some dreams where I'm like, I'd watch that one again.
I don't know if you want your wife to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't get those dreams. I'm literally always fighting something. I don't know.
Why are you always fighting people in
Or
your
I'm
dreams?
riding motorcycles or something. Like I never just have like I mean I have weird dreams too, but mostly I gotta solve something. I don't know. I think that's
That sounds like you have some unsolved problems in your regular life. you
yeah.
need to
I think it's a
figure out.
byproduct of my like day-to-day life. Like oh okay, I don't get to like here's my task for the day. I mean sometimes I do. Like my tasks at work are a little more, lengthier, long-term. They're personnel-based, so. Yeah, they definitely hold on to that stuff. Not in a bad way. I'm not like sitting around stressed.
You need to learn how to get better dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For your own health's sake, I think that would be beneficial.
My dreams are fine. It's the nightmares that kill. It's just I'd like to have them less.
less dreams.
Isn't a nightmare a dream though?
Yeah.
If we're boiling this down.
Yeah.
Isn't it a square rectangle? Like
No.
All squares are
Yeah.
rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
Bingo.
That's a fact.
all nightmares are dreams, but not all dreams are nightmares.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
that's fair.
let's not even
Yeah.
touch on night terrors because those are
Never had one.
yeah.
What's the difference?
Bro, like imagine like a nightmare like on steroids. Like they're just awful. Like I had one like
I think
one
I get
time.
night terrors.
you'll be wake up like
I know you don't watch The Office. Do
Like,
you
covered
guys
in
ever watch
sweat.
The Office?
Yeah.
also like screaming.
Do you know there's an episode where like Dwight is like Pam and Jim stay at Dwight's like bed and breakfast and he's moaning, right? My wife will like have to like shake me awake because like every few months I'll just be like, oh.
Like what were you doing in that dream?
That's not a good thing. I'm
Just
usually,
listen
like,
to butt rock, babe.
I mean,
Listen to a bunch of Chevelle right before I went to sleep.
it's usually because I'm having like the worst nightmare ever, and so I'll wake up, I'll be in a sweat, and she'll be like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Was I making noise? And she's like, yeah, don't do that again."
I love that the body does that. Like when I start to fall asleep, I'll be like, and like you do like you twitch, and so that's how like Laura. So it's one of those things where Lauren will be like, "Are you asleep?" And I'm like, "I will be asleep," and I'll literally wake up at the sound of her saying that and look at her and go, "No."
Yeah.
Why do you ask? And I don't know why I do it. It's like it's like a reflex. Like, are you
it's
sleeping?
something
Like,
primal,
and I will fall
because
asleep
I
on
do
the
the same
couch
thing.
or something. She walks in, she goes, "Are you sleeping?" No. And like I very much am. So she knows that like if she sees me like twitching, like I am asleep. But I think it's cool that the body does that,
Right.
Because the body's like, I think this MFer's asleep. Let me check, and then they're like, it fires like that pulse, and like you try and move.
You're
and
gonna
it,
miss
like,
that soccer ball you're about to try to
Exactly.
kick.
And if you move, it wakes you up. And if you don't move, it's like, all right, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Load the dream, and then it goes into like wildness. Because they're like, otherwise, like if it didn't do that, JT would be over here like throwing elbows in bed, like trying to like DDT people and stuff like that. You wake up, pillows are all over the room. He's wrapped in a blanket on the floor, fighting it or something.
He's talking about Vegas.
Yeah.
That happens when I'm watching like a movie or a show or something.
Yeah, that's
She's
exactly
like,
what
"Oh, I'm
happens.
sleeping." She's like, "Are you sleeping?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one that does it then, because she goes, "Why do you do that? Did your
Yeah.
wife ask you like why do you do that?" I don't have an answer. I don't know.
Why are you waking me up?
Yeah.
Like what?
let me
Like
sleep.
that's
Why
that's
are you
the
so
question.
Yeah.
I don't even process it though. Like it's immediate.
it's
Like
instinctual.
no, I'm not sleeping.
Oh, me
Yeah.
too. Same. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. It's just one of those things. There's got to be something primal about it. Like.
It's like we fall asleep on like watch. We're supposed to be looking for saber-toothed
Yeah.
tigers or
Right.
something like that, and we
Yeah.
doze off on our favorite rock. And it's just like.
I'm up.
I'm
up,
awake.
yeah.
I'm awake. Nothing happened. Camp is cool.
Camp is cool.
Yeah.
Camp is cool, guys. All right, I'm out of notes. You got to make up something, Matt, like you just did for about 15 minutes.
Well,
You got this.
Chrissy wanted a dolphin fact, so I did look one up. Dolphins can turn off half their brain and sleep with one eye open. Speaking of sleep.
That reminds me of when we were taking the trip down to Key West, and I can close my right eye while it still looks. And
You
so-
look like you're on Mike Tyson's podcast.
Right. So I close this eye, and Matt's in the passenger seat, but everyone that's in the back seat can see, because they can see that my eye is open, and I'm like, yo, grab the wheel for me. And so Matt's holding the wheel, but I'm still doing the gas and the brakes, and he thinks my eye's closed. And I can see that there's a car slowing down and their brake lights are coming on. And he's like, yo, slow down, slow down. And so I start to hit the gas, and I know that we have plenty of space, but he thinks that my eyes are closed. I only have one eye closed. These guys in the back are lying. So I speed up, and he's like, slow down, slow the F down. Like, he got the dad voice on.
I thought we were gonna Korean it. Like,
And everyone's dying laughing. He's like, why are you laughing? Like,
Yeah.
it's not funny.
I just saved everyone, and they're all like laughing at me. That's the thanks I get.
Sounds like a bad dream.
Yeah, because I can't shut half the brain off, but I can make it look like, at least from this perspective, the eyes are closed while one eye's actually still open.
And then we want to put these things in cages.
Who puts a dolphin in a cage?
Yeah, that wouldn't
The
last
water
long.
cages. Water cages. You know what I
I
mean?
know they-
Aquariums.
I know they breathe air, but
They want to put them in terrariums, but instead of terrariums, it's like
Is that
them
not
with
the
water
weirdest
in
thing
them.
that they're like they breathe air but they like live in the water? Like that doesn't make any sense.
it's hard to hold water in a cage.
That is true.
That was a good point.
That is true.
Um,
That's the only dolphin fact I have though. That was by request.
so they can shut off half their brain and then do
And
what?
sleep with one eye open. It's so they can like keep track of their pod while they like rest and
breathe.
sleep.
Their other half, the half that's.
This
awake
is how I
sleep.
know that I should pull over for a few minutes, because again, I get real dumb when I'm sleepy.
These
Yeah.
lights are behind.
Because I'll do this. I'll just close one
Yes.
eye.
Oh man, if you are doing the, I'm just gonna close one eye while driving on the interstate,
Yeah.
and I think there's a lot of, I know exactly, I've
I'm
done
just
that
gonna
before.
close one eye.
That's when you need to pull
Yeah.
over, because I'll tell you what, you can sleep on a coquina bench at a rest stop,
Oh, yeah.
no matter how uncomfortable it is when you're that tired.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're just gonna close one eye, tired, that bench will feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
Start getting those 10-second blinks.
Yeah, that's when I know I need
Dude.
to pull over.
And then it's those grooves they put in the highway are super effective.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I hate
Unless
to admit
you're
it,
on a
but like
motorcycle.
they've done their job of when I'm doing the I'm just going to close one eye trip
Yeah.
on a road trip or whatever. This happened a lot more when I was like younger. But then I would legit fall asleep and I would wake up and go because you'd hear the and you're like, oh crap. That puckers you up though real quick because you start looking around and you're like, am I dead? Did I hit something? And I cause a pileup?
Right.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I don't do it as
Terrifying.
much as I did when I was younger.
Same.
I literally fell asleep on a motorcycle when I was younger. Yeah. For only like a few seconds, but I was like, nah,
Well, that was a risk when we were going
I
down to the
think-
Keys.
yeah.
Because we're going to Alligator Alley, and there's like no lights, there's no buildings, there's no nothing. It is literally like pure blackness. And like, talk about like road hypnosis then, because like all you see is like the most straight road, and then like the solid and dotted lines just humming by. And everything is static, and there's no changing scenery, nothing to look at. And so it's just like you just zone in. And that was the time that I was just like, I'm going to start counting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start counting, and that was an
You
ineffective
got to
way
like
of trying
332
I was
or
like
something?
400 something, and then
400.
I was just like, no, I'm done. I'm
Still
done.
slap asleep.
No, I didn't. We almost had an alligator. So,
I thought it was a horse.
well, Justin thought it was a dead horse, but considering we were in the middle of the Everglades, I'm gonna venture to say it was an alligator.
They don't have wild horses.
Well, and there was also a guy pulled over with a horse trailer there.
So his horse is just 5 miles down the road, laying in the middle of the highway.
Maybe it fell out.
Something, I don't know.
No, it was an alligator. He was rearing up, mouth was open. He was about to bite my tire. It was very.
He shot fire out of his mouth.
Dude, his eyes were glowing. He was seeing red.
Oh.
But
You gotta see a dragon?
Yeah,
to be honest with you, I would have thought it was a hallucination if, Shane and JT didn't also see it. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and I was like, okay, I'm really tired, but maybe my brain just gave me this just to wake me up and like pump me full of adrenaline because like I was wired at that point. But then when they said they saw it too, I was like, okay, it's not a hallucination.
That's also when
It
we
is real life.
We
IRL.
weighed out the options of because we tried to sleep at a gas station, and they're like, "Yo, this is a rich neighborhood. You guys gotta go."
Yeah, I've never been profiled like that before.
Yeah.
It was awkward.
And then we're like, well, do we want to spend the money on a hotel room? Or there's an establishment that has a fence around it that's open 24 hours a day. Maybe we just go there and
sleep
close,
in the chair.
Yeah, close
in the back
our
room.
Yeah. So we weighed that out and we're like, I'm just buying a hotel room. Let's just do that.
We were in an awful part of town.
Yeah.
We were in a very awful
It's called
part of town.
Miami.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that one kid be like, "Hey man, why is everyone dressed like they're dressed in this establishment? It was this gas station that had a bouncer. It had a bouncer.
Yeah.
And the most diverse selection of waters you could ever imagine.
It had like wood floor. Like it was like this weird Stepford Wives, like weird. Like it was like one of those towns. Like I don't know. I still feel like it was like weird and alien.
It's I can't remember the name of the city right now. It's like West something.
But like all these young kids pulling up in their like
Palm
luxury
Beach.
cars, and they're all like dressed with like torn clothing and like khakis and stuff. And so finally, they're like, hey, why is everyone dressed like that? He just looks at us. He goes, "Cut it and slut it, bro."
Cut it and slut it, bro.
And then he just walks away, and I'm like, okay.
Wellington?
That's it. Yeah.
Been there.
So
Dude.
yeah, yeah, we stuck out like a sore thumb.
It's really big for polo. That area. That
Ralph Lauren.
No.
That makes
No,
sense.
the game.
They were rich.
the
Yeah.
actual game.
No, that also makes sense.
Yeah.
Polo, that's a hill figure. You
I
know,
don't like the way you said that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. That's Bun B. So, well, it is.
I'm glad we know who Bun B is.
That's Bun B.
I can't wait to cut that out. I'm so excited about that clip.
Yeah, we stuck out. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
That was a fun trip.
We weren't allowed.
I won't be going back. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Oh, you don't suggest 20 hours on a motorcycle to go 500
No. I'll
miles?
do that again. I'm not going back to that town or that village
Wellington,
like those
yeah.
people.
That
like,
village.
It was like a village. It was like a weird village of like, like y'all got too much money and too little sense.
So cut it and slut it was the end of the school year. They all went to this private school, and you cut your clothes.
your uniforms. That's why they're all in like
yeah.
khakis and like polo shirts, and they all look the same.
And they're all drunk,
hammered.
driving their 5
BMWs
Series
and AMGs and stuff.
What a life.
Mustang GTs and all that at the gas station. And I'm like, you're really gonna bug us for sitting on the grass?
We were literally scouting the back of the gas
yeah,
station
they,
where we
they
could put a
definitely
tent.
had our number. They knew what we were doing.
Yeah, it's just like looking around.
Like,
I'm
hey, you can't sleep here. We're like, we weren't going to.
I'm not even tired, bro.
I've slept in nicer parking lots.
Yeah, like the Walmart on the return trip. We just slept in the little grass, the little grassy sections of parking lots. Yeah, we slept in one of those.
Classic.
Yeah.
Well, Walmart allows that. They do.
Yeah, they do.
No one bugged us. No one bugged us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yo, y'all could have been a lot lizard. Y'all could
What does that mean?
I know what that means.
there you go.
So here's the thing, though.
He got real quiet.
I will say though is we did pick the grassy section of that parking lot that was back where all the truckers were.
Yeah.
Because we're like, well, if they're spending the night here in their cab overs or whatever, then like we're fine, and so they might have thought he was.
I don't know what it is. So yep, I'm a lot lizard.
It's just like a reptilian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bask in the sun. I get it.
A lot of them.
Rob, Prototype, Novoa, thank you for joining us as man on the couch. First person to have
for having me.
a mic over there. Dave, we miss you. You're actually doing work, maybe, this
see.
time.
And
City
our mics
humanitarian
aren't
work.
popping.
Oh, yeah,
Not
what's up with
popping
our
on a
mics not
handstand.
popping? Dave, executive producer. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. Happy Earth Day.